It's been 2 months since I went live sharing about building this as my habit, walking the pool. And I wanted to update you guys how it's going and losing my 100 pounds. So where should we start, right? So day 60, this is often like the messy middle of habit building. If you are a habit building geek like me, you already know this. I'm going to assume you're not. So it takes an average of 66 days to build a habit. So it can take less time or more time. That whole streak business that we learned when we're little, that's bullshit. So you can just ignore that, right? So this whole like messy middle part. So what's happened is we're building a neural pathway, right? That is like, hey, this is who I am, how I want to show up. But my brain has been 50 years of wired not showing up for it, right? Like for me, showing up physically has been something like just being an athlete my whole life that has kind of been part of my identity already and who I was. But I went through a huge health crisis and it wasn't working out at all, right? And regained all of this weight. So one of the things I do is I lead these 90-day planning sessions and we pick a power habit. So you can only pick one habit because our brains, this is what happens at the new year. You're like, I'm going to do all these things. And then you end up 3 weeks in doing none of them because your brain's, oh, it's a kid. It wants to keep you safe. It wants to keep you in the Netflix binge, eating the popcorn and the Hershey bars, right? I don't know why Hershey bar. Who eats a Hershey bar anymore? Like, it'd be better than that. Like maybe some Ben and Jerry's or something, right? So your brain wants to keep you there. It doesn't want you to like figure this out and be healthy. That's much harder for the dopamine rewards, right? So I showed up. Not every day, because what happened, you guys, was I found my body was just getting really tired because I'll get here and I'll do this for like 2 hours. I'll just walk the pool because I love it and it feels good and it's easy and my skin stays okay because it's cool enough. And so all those reasons, right? But also the getting out of the house, like having yourself set up ahead of time. So you got to have a cue. You got to have that trigger that's going to be like, oh yeah, go. So I always hang my suit right there in the bathroom. Like first thing I see my swimsuit, right? Oh, that's the trigger. Oh yeah, we're going to the pool. And my mind never wants to do it. And I'm like, okay, just do your journaling and your plan, and then we'll get to the pool. Hi, Margot. How are you doing? Talking habit stacks. Are you guys habit junkies? Any other habit junkies out there? So I have this routine in the morning, you guys. I meditate, I journal, I do this plan. And before I do that, I always think, oh, maybe I'm not going today. And then I come out the other side of it and I'm like, just put your suit on, just go walk, just do 5 minutes. That's the biggest life hack ever, right? Like we can do anything for 5 minutes. You got to make it so simple, it's stupid when you're building a new habit. So my promise to myself was just going to put your suit on and get there. Now what I found was I shifted my goal to movement because my body just getting so tired, and there were some days because of allergy stuff I deal with here that I couldn't leave the house. So I added in, I've got one of those walk-in pads. Do you guys have one of those? I got one of those walk-in pads, and so I put that in my room. So on days I don't do that, I'll do that, or sometimes a little bit of yoga. So, you know, I'm just like adding that in, and I'm counting it right now, and just letting it be easy. I don't know about you guys, but like being an athlete, like growing up, I was a competitive swimmer, softball, volleyball, and everything was like hardcore. It was like all or nothing, you know? And then you hit this stage in life, and it's like, how can I just make it easy? What does it look like if I don't have to swim, you know, 100 laps? What if I just go and do 20? What does that look like? And that's how I lost 120 pounds the first time, was just putting on my tennis shoes and being like, you can go for a 5-minute walk. And now movement is only 5% of weight loss, but what it does for us mentally, I think we can't discount that. But also, like having these other habits we can lean into that we can do when like we're sick. Like when I got sick, this became struggle because my thing was to go hike a mountain, was to go, like I was such a physical in the earth being, and then that was ripped away from me, right? Not ripped away. These are not good thoughts. I think my life coach in me is seeing these thoughts as I'm saying them, and I'm like, well, that's not helping, right? So update for the year. That's what I was here to tell you guys. So I'm almost down the 20 pounds I have scheduled. I weigh in live on Fridays here. If you guys want to join me, just follow along. And what was I going to tell you? Weigh in live on Fridays. Oh, almost down to 20. So I have, God, I'm like 6 pounds away, man. Which is like, I know nothing, but one of my BFFs is coming in this weekend, and there's going to be a little bit of debauchery, which I'm already planning on. JJ Dolan's Pizza, there's probably going to be some drinks, there's going to be a little shenanigans, right? And so that's going to be food. So I'm like super on point this week, and then when I get back next week, I'll add in a little intermittent fasting, that kind of stuff. But the big thing I'm doing, you guys, is building all these different identities for myself. Have you guys heard of this concept, like the alter ego? It's a big part of what we do in my group, and I'm working on expanding that even more because just the effect of it is game changing. Like I call this version of me Loch Ness Addie. She doesn't want to get out of the pool, man. Like I will just stay in here. I'll float forever. I'll bob along. Like, you have to drag me out of the pool. So the more stuff I can do from the pool, like I just podcasted from the pool. I'm going live from the pool. I'm doing everything from the pool. You know what I'm saying? And I know if you're somewhere cold right now, you're like, shit, hell yeah. If I lived in Hawaii, I'd be going live from the pool too. When I first got here, why we have all different kinds of music today. When I first got here, I did the beach, right? Because I wanted to be, that was going to be my thing, going to the beach and swimming in the ocean. And I'd call the lagoons out at this resort, and then I'd swim. And then my inflammation, eczema just took over. You guys, it's been a journey, you know, like it's been a health discovery journey. And I think this is why there's just such different seasons for everything. You know, like this is my season for walking in a pool, you know? And sometimes I hop over the big kids pool and do some laps. The more fit my body gets, the more I feel like doing that, you know? So that's it, just over here reinventing my life again, doing it real time with you all. Thanks for watching. And this habit is movement itself is getting more solid. I gotta say, getting the pool is easy, but the days that I'm not able to for whatever reason, I'm not digging the whole walk-in pad in my room, but that's because I don't want to be stuck in my room. What do I do, you know? So I'm working on that. I think I got to set it up better. Right now it's under my bed. I got to pull it out. But I have this one room right now, and I'm like doing everything in there. So that's a whole nother story for another day, you guys. All right. Got a little bit of the rain here in Hawaii, which are the blessings. So I'll say have a blessed day full of joy and wonder, and ask yourself, hey, you can create. You can be anyone you want to be. Who do you want to be? What does she do? What does she do in the morning? How does she think? What does she wear? How does she show up? You know, and then when you go to build the habits that person does, you pick only one, and you make the barrier for showing up so low you can't possibly not do it. Like, just put the suit on. Like, sometimes that can be the barrier. My barrier for this is just get your suit on and get to a pool, right? And once I'm here, I don't ever want to leave it. It's just the getting there. You guys experience this? Maybe it's just getting out your door for a walk or something, you know? Just as far as because with habits, we have to make it sexy, right? It's got to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. So this is fun to me, you know? So you got to, if it's not fun for you, you got to have a kick-ass reward at the end. Especially like, let's take something like lifting weights. You know, a lot of people, like I know, especially as we get older, women, we know we need to get the straight training in, but it doesn't seem fun yet. I think eventually lifting weights gets fun for everybody if you do it long enough. It's just that dopamine hit from it, right? But at first, it's not going to feel fun, right? Like, so to set yourself up so with some reward, right? Like maybe, oh, after I go lift weights, then I can go watch my Netflix show. Or after I lift weights, I can go get one of those fresh squeezed juices I like. You know, like whatever that might look like. Like James Clear, with author of Atomic Habits, will talk about this, how often people will miss the reward part. So if you haven't set up a good reward for yourself, figure out what that is. For me, the reward, this is a reward in itself, like once I get here. But, you know, after I do this, then I go shower and get ready and eat lunch or whatever. So, yeah, almost 20 pounds, another new habit slave. I already made meditation, journaling, my planner, which is like 30 habits in that sucker. Oh, that's another day. I'll tell you guys about that. And then got my movement back in. So I'm super stoked. Aloha, you guys. Thanks for following along. Midlife badassery. Do you fart in the pool and try to bite the bubbles? Jason, I feel like when I was little, the answer to that would have been absolutely yes. That was so something my little brothers and I would have done. Yeah, in fact, I had this book called The Fun-Filled Fact Fart Book or something. And it was a whole book about different kinds of farts. About bathtub farts, about, oh, the stairwell fart, like when you're going up the stairs and it like just toots up. Anyhow, so yeah, you're not going to shock me with that comment. But yeah, I haven't blown bubbles and tried to eat them recently. You know how good they taste, you know? All right, you guys, thanks for listening. Till next time, Slayer out.